My name is Zach Simmons, and this is Pro Football Today. So this is a show that we take a look at new developments surrounding the NFL. And this week, I want to take a look at the demise of the Alliance of American Football. So I'm guessing we've all heard about the AAF, especially from last week, hearing how it officially folded, how they ended football operations or suspended football operations. So there's a lot of questions surrounding why did this even happen. Week one, they ended up, actually the ratings looked very, very good on the opening night when they had two games on CBS. So what happened? It's easy to see that they did not have the money that they had planned for. However, this is very interesting. What I found out is that Tom Dundon, the owner of the AAF, has only used $70 million of his investment. His total investment is supposed to be $250 million, which means he still has $180 million left to go. So, saying that they survived 8 weeks, they probably could survive 2 more weeks and the playoffs with that leftover $180 million. So, finances may not be exactly the reason. I would at least finish out the season. I mean, the XFL back in 2001 ended the season, and we all know the XFL flopped back in 2001. So, finances, I'm pretty sure that's not it. I would say that's probably the scapegoat of what's going on here. I'm pretty sure that Dundon didn't get what he wanted. I'm pretty sure he's seen now that owning a league is a little bit harder than what he thought. So one of the things we're seeing with the AAF, one of the things that happened was their discussions with the NFLPA. So Dundon really wanted to be able to have NFL players on the practice squads be able to join the AAF in the spring. That way the AAF can truly be a developmental league, and they can help players who really haven't gotten a shot to get a shot. However, obviously the NFLPA did not like what the AAF was trying to do, mainly because of the CBA agreement. That this could be in violation of the CBA agreement that the NFLPA has with the NFL. And also, we all know that in a couple more years, the NFL and NFLPA will try to refresh the CBA agreement since it expires in 2021. So, according to what Dundon has said a couple weeks back after they started having these discussions with the NFLPA, he went on the record saying that if the NFLPA does not reach with an agreement with the AAF, the AAF will fold. We stand 2 weeks later and we see it has indeed folded. So, from what I've seen from a lot of research that I've done, that the common denominator with everything that's going on in the AAF is Tom Dundon, the owner of the AAF. He's been the owner since week 2, since he invested $250 million of his own money. He's also the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes. But yeah, it's obvious to see that this was not run very, very well. The plan was to have a 3-year plan for the AAF, and they folded before an entire year. So, however, from what I've seen, this does not mean the AAF is completely done. They still have a chance to come back next season. They just need to get their finances in order, try to plan a little bit better. But I can't say I'm too surprised about the demise of the AAF. Looking back at how the XFL did in 2001, their main problem was they didn't have time. They didn't have time to develop the partnerships. They didn't have time to develop the players. So the players weren't very good. Talent-wise, the XFL struggled tremendously. So when I heard the AAF was going to take off after just a year of forming, it was pretty obvious to me that, number one, talent might be down, and it was down until about week 5, week 6. We started seeing some of the teams starting to work together a little bit better, and we're starting to see some big plays that we haven't seen before. So, but it was pretty obvious after only 1 year, these players spent maybe a few weeks before the season started to really get to learn the playbook, begin to gain some chemistry. So it's pretty obvious the league just wasn't stabilized. That, and I think it's also pretty obvious that the partnerships just did not work out. So AAF Yes, it could return. I will not be surprised though if it is gone. Main thing is, allegedly they have talked to the XFL about a possible merger. Um, According to what I've seen, that the XFL met with the AAF, they discussed what's going on, and McMahon ended up saying no. Reason being, the AAF is not going to do anything different than what the XFL is trying to do. So why would McMahon waste his money to buy the AAF when he's in a good spot come spring 2020? So it's obvious to me that XFL is being a little bit smarter. I think McMahon learned from his mistakes, and I think the AAF copied a lot of McMahon's mistakes back in 2001. So I would say the AAF, I would not be surprised if it's gone, definitely with the rise of the XFL. But watch out for the XFL. From what I've seen, the XFL should be in a really good shape. I like what they've been doing, checking out their rules, testing them, making sure they're going to work. Because the XFL, when it comes to rules, are a little bit more revolutionary than the AAF was. I mean, we like the whole onside attempt. We like not having the extra points, going for 2. But let's be honest, those rules didn't really need to be tested at all. It was pretty obvious how that was going to work out. XFL, they're trying so many different things. So they have to go and test it out. But what's going to be really interesting is the XFL and the NFL are going to look pretty different, which is what I like. NFL is trying to take stuff away and just, they're focused on player safety, trying to take things away, while the XFL is focusing once again on player safety, but also trying to make the plays better, trying to keep the big plays, keep the punt returns, keep the kick returns, make them safer, but yet more exciting. This is what the NFL showed them to begin with. We're seeing a lot of rule changes in the NFL this offseason because of what the AAF did. Don't be surprised if the NFL changes those rules once again, wants to see what the XFL is doing next spring. So overall, AAF, yeah, it really doesn't surprise me. I love the AAF. I loved watching it. I was really looking forward to seeing how playoffs are going to work out, but sadly we don't get to see that. But I've always liked what the XFL is doing. I haven't really liked what the AAF is doing, especially when it comes to publicity. They had their one game at CBS. They should continue going on CBS. They decided not to. Well, I've heard reports that the XFL would be using Fox and ESPN. I don't know how true that is, but it is a great possibility. There's also a possibility of FS1 and ABC. So if that's the case, the XFL should be in really good shape, saying that the AAF, half their games were on CBS Sports and Bleacher Report Live. To be honest, not a lot of people watch those to begin with, but put on ESPN, Fox, ABC, FS1, a lot of people have those networks. The ratings should be higher than the AAF. So overall, that's what we have. AAF, yes, they folded. I will not be surprised if they come back. However, I'm pretty sure they will stay dead. Good luck to the players. There's a lot of players, Garrett Gilbert, Young Ho Koo, that look great in the AAF. So let's see what they have in the NFL. Let's see if they get another chance in the NFL. But looking for the XFL come next spring. I will not be surprised if that league ends up staying around for a few years. But the AAF, I'm pretty sure we will not hear them again. So leave your comments. I love to hear them. So everyone have a good week.